right. Recording in progress. Yippee. Well, what's up, guys? I'm Brody with We Have Become Weapons. I'm here interviewing. What's your name? How would you how,
Luis.
how would you like to go by?
Luis. Yeah, just
Luis.
Luis.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, I'm here with Luis of multiple different bands I know.
yeah.
But what was your first project?
My first project is this band called The Stuff.
Just it was the stuff was your first one?
Yeah. It's pretty much It's still trying. I still try to make it my core project, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, other projects came up, and yeah,
Are they all concurrent? Like
yeah. Everything is
all
current
going
right
at the
now.
same time?
I'm in four bands, and yeah, all of them we're trying to make something happen.
Yeah, well, run through them. What bands do you play in, and what do you play in each of the bands?
Oh yeah. My first band, like I said, the band I first started with was The Stuff.
Mm,
It's kind of complicated with The Stuff because we started with just me and my brother. My
mm,
brother's a drummer, and I started playing guitar and singing. But as the years went by, I found people to obviously play the instruments.
yeah.
So, but it kind of alternates. Sometimes I don't have a guitar player, so I once again have to be guitar.
So
But
you have that
for right
flexibility,
now,
right?
I got someone playing guitar, so I'm just singing for The Stuff.
Yeah.
I play guitar for Antitrust. I
Mhm.
play bass for Opinions, and this other my brother's band, which is my brother, the drummer for The Stuff. He has this band called Character that I play bass in as well.
Yeah, I've got your character sticker on my amp right now.
That's sick. Thank you. Yeah.
But but yeah, I remember seeing you. I saw you in the stuff first. I think the first time I saw you was at 1810.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think it was either a Grifter show or it was the Taking Meds show. I think
Yeah. No, I think both those bands played. Yeah, it was the
Yeah, I think
same
they
night.
both played, but yeah, that was a great one. I remember because I'd seen you around. I'd seen you at like posts and stuff, but I never got to like come check you out. And when I saw
Yeah.
Antitrust out here, that was really good. I was like, that was great. That was a
Yeah.
great set.
It's funny to say because that one we pretty much just took like a long hiatus from that last show from like
Yeah,
May 2022 until like just recently, like this past month that we played finally.
yeah. But so is y'all stuff out all or all do all the bands have stuff out or is it just
Uh,
person stuff now?
yeah, pretty much. Like I said, the reason we took a hiatus for the stuff is because we're doing this album. We're trying to record an
Yeah, I
album.
remember you saying that. Like I remember that at the show. It was like, this is our last one. It's our last one
Yeah,
for a minute. We're gonna be recording and getting it all together. And so I remember I
yeah,
got a tape because I was like, okay, well, I need to keep hearing this on my own.
yeah. Pretty much, like I said, yeah, we took like a big hiatus until just recently this past month. But yeah, we're trying. The stuff's trying to come out with an album. Antitrust, which is my other band I play guitar in. We're releasing our demo on like March 31st, like this month coming up.
Yeah, mark your calendars.
Yeah, mark them because yeah, we're going on tour. It's cool. So we're trying to kind of combine both things, the demo release and a tour kickoff.
Oh yeah, that'd be
But
sweet.
yeah, that's what's coming up for Antitrust Opinions. I don't think we're doing anything else. We have two songs, but
Mhm.
they're like both songs is like 30 seconds long. So
Hey, that's that real music.
yeah.
Yeah, a
And
friend
then
of mine told me
character as
like
well. This is
yeah
my brother's band, like I said, but he has like a lot of ideas. It's more or less about getting everyone together. He does have like three or two songs out, but those are all just like himself recording everything.
right. I get what you mean.
Uh, yeah.
It's like when he's alone, he just plays he plays all the instruments like just on his own, and then when he like
Yeah.
oh,
Like I said, I feel like sometimes he got like I don't want to say hurt, but he wanted to do his own thing. Of course, he didn't want to play drums anymore.
yeah
So he picked up the guitar and he started just playing. And then obviously, I always tell him like just start something, anything we could find people later.
yeah
And yeah, slowly but surely, like the first two, like I said, I think he has two songs out on Bandcamp. And yeah, he recorded everything himself, the drums, the mic, the guitars,
yeah.
but nothing has been recorded for Character as far as like a whole band.
Right. Well, that's what I was because I just played bass and I had that. It was like I want to make stuff, but I can't. I don't know anyone, so I just
Yeah,
started looking up
exactly.
stuff and figuring it out. So
You got to, if you,
yeah. So how long would you say you've been in the music scene? Like when did you first get into it?
Uh, I want to say 16. Like I
16.
kind of recall it because the stuff started. Our demo came out 2017, but
Yeah.
I had already been going to shows for like maybe a year and a half. So
Right.
I want to say like early, maybe late 2016. early 2016, but yeah, 2016.
Yeah, I think I've been around like about that same amount of time. It's always interesting. I love talking to people about that. I remember I was talking to this band here in Austin, and they're like like a younger, but like they're also in high school and stuff. And I was just like so curious because like that's a completely different point of view of like just seeing stuff for so long. I remember like
Yeah,
even though like I'm 19 and it's like almost gonna be 20, and it's like look at
yeah,
going back to Houston, being at shows, and I'm like, where are all these kids here, man? Like,
yeah. It's
and I'm
crazy to
like,
say
that was
because
me though. Like that's the next generation. They, in 3 years they will be me. And
yeah, no, literally, that's how it is. People come in and out, but as long as people are coming in, obviously that's the good thing.
yeah, yeah. It was just making sure like, not rejecting those people that come in. Like it's like a
Yeah, you can't.
indoctrinated, not reject, you gotta make sure they're
Yeah, yeah.
listening to
You
your
gotta like,
music, making your kind of music.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can't discourage anyone for trying. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
the idea.
But so you say like you were going to music shows and stuff like before you started playing or before you started having stuff released. What kind of stuff got you into the scene in the first place? Like how'd you
Um, the initial take I would want to say is like, I don't know if you know JJ, the guy that like booked Haunted Vision. He played for the Pose, back to back. Anyways, those, I want to say just initially those group of bands that
Mhm.
like were around for like the early, I don't want to say progressive years of the new hardcore, but yeah, like the Pose, back to back. As
Yeah.
far as like, the bands that like really like got me into like thinking, hey, I could do this. You know what I mean? This
Mm,
isn't that hard. Initially, I want to say those bands. Like I said, I kind of just started going, and then slowly but surely, I started meeting people, of course. And
right.
then I told them, I was like, hey, I kind of want to start something, but I don't know if like it's possible. And most of those people are my friends. But yeah, like I said, just bands like The Pose, um, Blunt. I don't know if you know Blunt. They're like friends of
I
mine.
think I saw Blunt once or twice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, I want to just categorize, yeah, like that group of circle of people.
Yeah. It's always interesting because there's a lot of overlap, and I want to say explicitly, just so people who are listening know, because now I'm in Austin. There's a lot of people like that might see this from Austin. It's like this is specifically the Houston scene because we're both from Houston. I don't know where you're from,
Yeah,
but I'm from Houston area. Um, and so it's like, yeah, that's where I've been going for a long time as well. Like all my, like probably around the same time, 2017 was probably when I started
yeah,
going. And yeah, it's like those circles, even though I wasn't in that circle when I started, but it's like there's so much overlap among like
yeah,
so much different stuff. Like, because I know I definitely started like some of the more indie parts of it before I was like, before I actually found the like hardcore stuff.
yeah.
And but
It's
then it's like
crazy
when
because
you get there, like that overlap is crazy. Like the big emo overlap in between, and
yeah.
then like yeah, that's one thing I love. And but speaking of like the different scenes, like since you have toured around and you've been to other scenes, like how would you compare them to your home scene in Houston?
You're like, are you talking about like Texas and like in singular, or like other states and stuff? Because I haven't
Any
been
in
out
general,
there.
anything that's left an impact on you. I mean, for me, it's mostly just like local scenes and like in Texas because that's really all I've seen. But
Yeah, like I said, sadly, I haven't been outside of Texas yet as far as
yeah,
playing shows. But from, I try to, I like to think that I've been around
right,
to know that, different cities, obviously like Austin, San Antonio, like Loretto, they all
yeah.
have their own little circles. But I mean, sorry, what was the question one more time? Sorry.
It was like like how would you compare or like how I'm trying to think like how would you describe those other scenes? Like what did you think of them? Like either comparing them back to your own scene or just like broadly looking at them. What stands out to you about different scenes? You know.
I mean, I don't want to say it's not about like what stands out, but there obviously, in my mind there's certain things that you need for a scene to progress or be progressive,
Right.
which is like obviously new people coming in making stuff, the older crowd, I guess, to help out
Yeah.
someone
Like to
starting
pass
out.
on the knowledge of like
Yeah, and
getting the
then there's even people who obviously aren't don't even play music, but they host shows at little shops or something like that. So
right.
one thing that I've noticed as far as like the Texas scene is that we have, the in every, I don't want to say big city, but in the main cities, what I mean, we
Mhm.
have a core scene. If who's who in that
Yeah,
city,
you're gonna
kind
know
of the core.
everyone. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
you kind of know the core of it. So like I said, I I do see a very obviously we're Texas, you know what I mean? We represent, especially as far as like the state.
Yeah.
So I do see very similar things in Austin, in Dallas, even Corpus. They have like that unifying, we're together type of thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's more or less just about like what each place kind of has as far as like a whole. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get you. Um, so like, and speaking of that type of stuff, whenever you like, going to different places and everything, playing, what kind of places do you like to play at? Like, what's your favorite types of venues? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Is it like some house show that some dude is just throwing? Is it like a repurposed shop? Is it like a nicer venue? Is it a place where the floor falls out and there are broken windows every other night? Like,
yeah. Uh, I feel like even though like again, I hate to even make it seem that I've been around, but I'm still very ecstatic about
you've
anything
been
in
you've been around
sport.
more than most people though, so you still have
Yeah,
room
like I
to
said,
talk.
I hate even saying that. It sounds corny to say because like what the hell does that matter? Like
Yeah,
someone could be here, like could have been going to the scene, but they haven't done anything.
right.
Just to go back to that question though, yeah, like I feel like I'm just still very, very ecstatic about this whole thing. So whenever any possibility of anywhere is like open to play, I'm
Yeah.
always the first one to be like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. Like I said, anywhere, I'll play anywhere. I feel like that you just gotta take every opportunity because like many people told me even like the worst shows, like if the place sucks or the sound sucks, it's better to have that memory of something than you
Yeah.
just saying, nah,
If
I
it
want to play
sucks,
that
it's a
show.
memorable
Yeah.
show. That's a win.
Yeah, I mean, everything's just a stepping stone in some way or form.
Yeah, right.
But
I always think that because like, when people are like, oh, the acoustics here, like da da da, it's like I don't care. I've been to like some of the best shows I've been to were shows where it's like, again, I'm just in some guy's backyard
yeah,
and they're playing straight off the ramps. Like,
yeah. I
like,
mean, so you
it's
gotta
like,
take it how you can.
yeah, I think that's the best, like the best, most raw way to, because it's just like
Yeah,
instantly person to person. There's not like some big venue. It's not some intermediary. It's just
yeah.
fans to listeners.
Wanting to play, yeah.
Yeah. And so what are some of your favorite bands in the scene right now?
Right
Like,
now,
yeah, right now, or I mean, ever, and then right now, like active.
well, as far as like this week, I don't know if you heard that new Frozen Soul song.
Mm-mm, not yet.
It's not important. Frozen Soul, Frozen Soul is
What is
like
that?
on top for sure. Um, what else? My friend's band, Mexican Coke and all those guys.
Yeah,
The singer has like this new D beat band called Pathogen.
Pathogen.
They're like, yeah, yeah, they're like nothing's out yet, but I feel like they're the new,
Yeah,
1 2 1 2. Anyways, yeah, like Frozen Soul. Uh, what, what? I hate to even like name drop names because I just feel like someone's gonna be like, what the hell, man? Like you didn't say, us.
I get you. I get you. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, I could just name like a bunch of bands. I hate to categorize as like what my favorites are right now, but
Well, yeah, but like, okay, well then I'll just say, what bands you seeing a lot right now? Like what, like whenever they're popping up.
uh, the active bands that I've seen lately are like, well, okay, so I know Mugger, obviously Mugger
Yeah.
from Austin,
Mhm.
Future Shock,
Yeah.
uh, oh, sh- uh, Ozone, all the pop
Yeah. That
bands.
sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, I'm drawing blanks right now. I'm sorry.
No, I get you. It's all good. But so then we'll dive away from that more into you and your songwriting process. Like when you're making
Yeah.
songs, what's your process? How do you work it? Like
Well,
how do you
it's
arrange?
kind of funny because like I said, the core band that I personally like have as
Right.
much control as I don't want to say as I would like to, but yeah, my baby is the stuff. And
Right.
whenever pretty much the atmosphere, the way I've always thought about the stuff is like I want that atmosphere to be like very in your face, very depressed almost, very angry, depressed.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, like I don't, again, I try to make it like even when we play live, like I try to make myself fit the aesthetic of like, oh, this kid's fucked up, this kid's mad.
You feel like you put on a persona when you perform, like play a character to an extent?
Yeah, well, like I said, yeah, for me, especially being that like this stuff is like the first band I've been in and started. Like I just every emotion that I've ever had as far as like being frustrated, being sad, being like very, very just I don't want to say messed up, but just feeling that
Right.
low type of anger. Um, that's what I try to bring out to this stuff. And yeah, like I said, very just like I want you to watch the band and be like, damn, this kid has some problems.
Like it's this because the stuff is what you've been with the longest. It's like every mode of like frustration and anger has been expressed there at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
You
Like I said,
want people to get
it's
that.
like the first thing I did. So whenever like I had the idea of like how do I want my music to make other people feel, it was always like I want them to feel like the frustration I have, or I want them to feel like just low. And I hate to even make want to make people feel like that, but obviously that's the aesthetic I guess I would want
Yeah,
to give for the stuff.
I get you.
For the other bands though, like I have like I don't want to say no control, but like for Antitrust, like our drummer and our singer, they're like the core members. So they write everything and they just like tell me, hey,
Just like
this
here,
is how it goes.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, for opinions, kind of like the same way. I don't know if you know my friend Derek from Substance.
I know Substance. I don't know Derek personally.
Yeah. The singer of Substance is like our lead guitar player. And
Uh,
like the same thing, he just tells me, hey, this is how it goes. And
yeah.
yeah. Like
I
I
do.
said, that the stuff is like the most one I have control over.
Yeah, yeah. That's, I mean, and that's the one I encountered first. And I'm like, that's the one I associate with you the most in the first place. So,
Yeah. Yeah, like it's funny to say because like I said, I hate to make it seem one of those things where it's like, oh, we've been around, so I need to have this established like, group a following, if you want to say it like that.
yeah,
But yeah, like I said, even though like we've been around, we've released like 6 songs max.
yeah,
But like I said, after a while, I have friends that play music and they're like, you want to play guitar? And I was like, I'm dying to play guitar.
yeah. It's like, when would I not want to play guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there's so many bands that like come and go without putting anything out really, and it's
Yeah.
and so I think more important than listening to like getting recordings and stuff like that is just like um playing. Like it's the live stuff is what's most important because without that, like
Yeah.
you wouldn't do anything else. Because like, I mean, like
Yeah.
band like I remember the triple release where it was Grifter, Love You Love Bug, Pastime. It was like Grifter and
Oh yeah.
Love Bug have been around for a good minute now.
Yeah.
Now they have 2 songs each out out of all this. You know what I mean? Same thing with Mexican Coke, as far as I know, unless it's on their Bandcamp or something.
No, like I said, yeah, like even those guys, like
Like one, two
they have two
songs.
songs, but obviously, like people know about them.
Right. Like
Or
even
obviously,
which I think is always such an interesting thing with how big certain bands can start to get with like just very little out. Mexican Coke and what is it? I can't remember.
yeah, like I said, even like I said, if
Strange Joy, that's what it was.
prior to like the single that the stuff released, like yeah, like so we only had like 6 songs in the span
Yeah.
of like maybe like five years.
And that was on the cassette, like that was the cassette that was released.
Yeah, the EP was pretty much just like a revised demo and then like two
Yeah.
more songs.
Wow, I love me a revised demo.
Yeah, right. You got to re-record them.
It's like, but it goes along with like kind of the idea that you were conveying of like what you want to portray and the emotions on stage of like it's raw. Like the
Yeah,
idea is that it's raw and it's from the beginning. So
exactly.
it,
Yeah,
it kind of portrays very well the idea that you've given of me of the stuff of like
yeah. Like I said, I know I don't want to like talk about it so much, but I know the stuff doesn't sound like Antitrust or like you know
yeah
opinions or any of the other bands right now. But that's that I kind of feel like that's an advantage. You know what I mean? You have
yeah.
your own little.
Well, and also it's to a certain extent it's not going to because the rest aren't your bands. The stuff is yours. That's the one you're
Yeah,
writing. So it is going to be
exactly. Yeah,
different because it's from your own head.
yeah,
But I mean, it's important. It's always nice to bring like that unique vision to a scene. 'Cause
yeah.
that's something
Because
like because you think of like bands that inspired you. It's like you could be that band for someone else.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Of
a
course,
nice
and
thought.
that's just the overall. Like I said, I just try to do what I like.
Yeah,
And then the other projects are just like, oh yeah, I can play an instrument too. Of course, I want to
yeah. It's
play
like why
guitar
wouldn't I?
with the
This
band.
is
Yeah, even
not
with
enough.
my friend.
Is this like it's a passion that you want to consume all your time because it's
Oh
just
yeah,
It's so
in
much.
every way.
Yeah. Uh, so so going back to like bands that influence you, what kind of bands have influenced your sound? Like influenced you? What are some bands that have just had a big influence on you and may have played into your sound?
Yeah, like I said, I like to think that the really early years, I don't want to say of like the new wave of hardcore, like
Yeah.
from 2013 until like maybe early 2017.
Yeah.
But like just to name some for sure that I could just like guarantee like made an impact were like Glue from Austin.
Yeah, Glue's great.
Pretty much all those guys like in that scene of like Glue and like Impalers,
Hmm.
uh, Institute.
Yeah.
And then like for Houston bands, like like Dress Code, Sex Pill,
Yeah.
Scourge,
Skirt.
uh, yeah, and then like I Power Trip. I just want all those great Texas bands.
Yeah. I think Texas is a real becoming a real hub for like new hardcore stuff right now.
Yeah, 'cause it's
And even
crazy
like
to say
not
that like
hardcore in the sense of like hardcore, but like any kind of like more heavy music. Because I mean, like, I don't know if you've ever been to out to San Antonio, but it's like a really heavy like industrial thrash like scene out there.
I believe it. Yeah, no. Sadly, I've played San Antonio once, and that was like at some backyard.
Yeah,
But no, I know. Like I said, I know every little scene has kind of like their own little vibe to it.
yeah, they
To
each
say
have their
the
own niche, like their own little
Yeah.
thing that they've got going for them.
But like yeah, just to like summarize it, like I said, the bands that are coming out from Austin from like 2013, and then Houston when it was like really just being like progressive with like all those guys, like like I said, like Scourge, Sex
Yeah,
Pill. And then like I said, the way I see this stuff sometimes, or like the way I would want to portray it, the best way I could say is just like the Black Flag records, like the ones
it's
that
it's a
have no vocals. Yeah,
yeah,
like the ones that are just like what do they call it? Just instrumentals.
yeah, just pure hate, pure instrumental.
Yeah, Greg Gang in the way that he really just like composed songs, like really kind of like left an imprint to me of like, okay, this isn't a song really. This is more or less just like some dude talking about a bunch of shit he hates and things he dislikes. Yeah, like I said, anytime that I try to give off that raw aesthetic of far as like this is a punk rock band, this is like someone's attitude, someone's like feeling inside. It's like kind of always like came back to like Henry Rollins talking, like no instruments, just Henry Rollins talking
Just
about,
straight talking. Yeah,
yeah, just talking about like the yeah, just him talking and shit is like such a music could be more than just like uh 1 2 1 2 1 2. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It could be like a real expression of like what you're
At,
feeling.
yeah. At the same time, where you don't need vocals, you also don't need instruments to make music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like I have like many ideas, and hopefully like for the Stuff album, the first song,
Mhm.
no vocals, but it's gonna be like a 4 minute song of just like
Uh,
march parts, but then it's gonna like end with like just noise.
oh man,
Yeah, I have a lot of
more
ideas, but
noise
like I said,
music.
yeah, huh?
Yeah, I said, yeah, I can't get enough can't get enough noise music.
Yeah.
Like, but okay, so in that same vein, do you also have any bands that like are a guilty pleasure for you?
Uh,
Like something you wouldn't be caught dead listening to?
uh, I'm trying to think, but it sucks to say that. No, I don't. I don't. It's not that I stray away from like listening to everything. You have to try to listen to a little
Yeah,
bit of everything, but I can't think of anything that I feel like discouraged about. I wouldn't, what I mean? Like, I like what I like. I'm not gonna,
yeah. Well, why am I gonna feel bad about it?
yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, it's what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I always it's always an interesting question because sometimes you'll get something like just out of left field. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's so funny. Like with the group of friends, like the guys in the bands, like Antitrust,
yeah,
they always shoot jokes and stuff. And it's funny because one time we were listening like to The Cure came on,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, this song rips," and then they're like, "Hell nah." I was just like, "Hey man, you're missing out." Like,
It's like, yeah, I love Power Violence, but I also am a huge Britney Spears fan.
yeah,
Like, what
exactly,
am I gonna
yeah.
do? Britney
I
Spears, revolutionary.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with like neon moon or something like that.
Exactly. So does I guess I'll stick with specifically the stuff. Does the stuff have what are your plans for the future?
So yeah, so pretty much like I said, we took that we played on May 2022,
Hmm.
and then up until like just last month, we finally played like again because we were trying to record an album. So the idea is we have like 6 songs recorded. We're trying to get to 10.
Yeah.
And so the idea is well I you know, Antitrust is going on tour in April.
Hmm.
So Antitrust is going on tour up the East Coast,
Oh
and then
yeah.
we're gonna come back like April 20th. And so the idea is to come back from the Antitrust tour,
Hmm.
uh start hitting up like people for, a Texas tour
Hmm.
to try to promote the album. And
Yeah.
then hopefully by the end of summer, we'll hopefully have the album out.
That
And
sounds
then
sweet.
yeah, like I said, it's a lot sometimes because obviously like I try to put my eggs in a lot of baskets.
Yeah,
But
it seems like that the with kind of being in four bands is like spreading it out a bit, but
yeah, like I
getting
said,
back to
I'm
the
on to
roots.
the extra. I'm never like even if I'm like tired, I'm down to practice. I'm down to play.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea is go on tour for Antitrust, come back, start hitting up like people who would like book a Texas tour,
Hmm.
try to promote the album, in the major cities, come back and then just hit the studio hard so we could have the album out hopefully by early summer, late, the end of summer.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad we could talk.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, of course. Thank you.
yeah, I'd love to give the opportunity, and we've ran into each other so much over the past however many years. It's only a matter of time before something like this would happen, right?
No, yeah, and like I said, thank you for asking me because it's not that I hate talking about myself, but I always just try to do my thing and then let it come. So
Yeah,
when you asked like, hey, do you want to do this interview? I was like, dude, I've been dying to get interviewed. So thank you. Like I said, it all comes full circle because I do it for the wanting to do it,
yeah.
and this is like more than
It's out
like,
of pure artistic, like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly, yeah.
wanting to create. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
again, thank you.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm the same way with the zine. It's like this isn't for anything else. Everything that I make from this goes straight back into it.
Yeah,
It's just for pure artistic like creation and
yeah, exactly,
spreading
yeah.
word from other local art, like other small artists, like interviewing you now, and then like I've I had other like artists and stuff, or people like submit pages or like submit stuff like that, or like
Yeah,
promoting
just
local
an
band.
overall outlet, just a
Yeah,
medium for you to
like a way
push
to
out anything.
combine all my creative stuff into one thing, and
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
just
I completely
help
feel
other
that.
creatives. Yeah, it's really great talking to you. I hope you have a great night.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You too.
See you, soldier.